In the animal kingdom, organisms can be grouped in a food chain. All of the organisms on this chain require energy and food, but different types of creatures get this energy in ways that vary between species. Some organisms produce their own food to gain energy, while others consume creatures to obtain their energy. How do these two different categories of creatures relate and interact with each other? Let's start by taking a look at both. The term producer means what the root word implies. They produce their own food. Another term used to identify these organisms is autotroph. Producers get energy from the sun or from chemicals, and, with some help from water, turn this energy into food or sugar. Plants are the most common type of producers, and they use photosynthesis, converting sunlight and water into sugar. Producers are food sources for consumers. Consumers are organisms that need to consume food to gain energy. Consumers are also known as heterotrophs, which means that they are dependent on other organisms for food. There are several types of consumers, such as mammals like cats, dogs, or birds. This also includes insects, aquatic animals, fungi, etc. Consumers don't produce their own food and have to obtain energy from other organisms. There are 3 levels of consumers. Primary, which eat plants and fruits and are also known as herbivores. Secondary, which eat consumers and are also known as carnivores. And tertiary consumers, which eat both primary and secondary consumers and are also known as carnivores. Consumers that eat fruits and animals can be secondary or tertiary. Consumption can occur in several different ways. Herbivores, for example, eat plant materials by grinding foliage with their flat teeth. Predation occurs when organisms stalk, chase, and attack prey, then consume them. Parasitism occurs when one species benefits from another at the expense of the host species. Finally, biodegradation occurs when materials are destroyed by fungi, bacteria, or additional means. Consumers and producers interact in several ways. Producers make food for consumers, and in many cases, consumers eventually become food for certain producers, especially in the case of fungi and bacteria. Consumers can't make their own food, so it is vital for them that producers exist. The main difference in the two is that producers make food for themselves, and consumers have to rely on other organisms for food because they can't make food for themselves. It is important to know how producers and consumers impact each other because it shows the way organisms live and gain energy through different means. Every creature in the food chain plays an important part in keeping balance in the animal kingdom. If a single link of the food chain was removed, the entire cycle of life would struggle to maintain balance.